Alright, the next deck is this Draven Riven Tri-Beam deck. This is a list I stumbled upon just kind of randomly while browsing online. I guess it was like a recommendation or something, probably from a YouTube video. This is card for card a list from Mr. Mega Mogwai. And so, having never played a Tri-Beam deck before, I was interested in it to try it out because it's another deck that's using one of my favorite champions in the game, Draven, and newer champion Riven that I'm trying to find, decks that she fits well in. And so it seemed like a reasonable, thing to try out again, especially because it's like something a little new, a little different that I wanted to take for a spin. And so we're just going to play the list card for card here because, again, I've never played a Tri-Beam deck before. I don't really know how best to build something like this. So, I'm not going to presume that I know more than someone who's taken the time to build something like this. And so we're going to give it a go before we think about some changes that we'd like to make. We're going to, get some games in to get a sense of perhaps, what matchups we think we want to be stronger in versus ones that we could like sacrifice cards in that we're already good in, that kind of thing. The one thing I did want to note before jumping into this, so let's actually first read Tri-Beam Improbulator for those who may not be familiar. So this is a 4-cost slow spell that says deal 1 to your unit and summon a 1-cost follower, but while I'm in hand, increase both by 1 when you play a 3-cost card. So basically every time you play a 3-cost card, the deal 1 increases and the summon a random 1-cost follower increases. So, after playing 3-cost cards, this is now going to deal 4 and summon a 4-cost follower. So with that in mind, the deck, as you can see, the curve peaks at 3. We have 13 3-cost cards in the deck to help pump this up when we have it in hand. One of the things worth noting as well is that what's interesting about playing, both Draven and Riven, 3-cost champions in a deck like this, their spells, their champion spells, or the spells they create in the case of Riven, actually work towards it as well. So Draven's champion spell actually is a 3-cost that helps it. So multiple Dravens in hand, you can still pump up the Tri-Beam if it's worthwhile. And Riven's Blade of the Exile that you're working towards and creating is a 3-cost as well. So something else that also increases the chance. So even though we're at 13 3-drops, we actually have chances we have a little bit more than that. In a sense, because of how the champions work. So all these are nice ways to pump up Tri-Beam, of course, and in what is otherwise a solid mid-range list, seems to me. This is very similar to kind of the Draven Ez list that have been running around for a little while now. Even, which also have like Captain Farron at the top end, just a solid, individually powerful card that closes games very, very quickly if left unchecked. I like that we're driving 1 survival skills in here to protect our key threats. This is a card that I've been experimenting with as well in Noxus PNZ, as I am sure many people are, because having access to this to protect a key threat, with something burst speed like Rummage, or even just like something like a Get Excited, seems like it could be potentially very powerful. So I like the one of you in here just to see how it works. I actually have a Vi Draven Riven list that I'm like trying to work on. Well, right now it's a Riven Vi. I'm thinking maybe one of the Rivens should be a Draven, anyway, or maybe one of the Vi's should be. But the idea being, you're building up this big threat in the form of Riven or Vi, and then you want a way to protect it. Survival skill seems like a great way to do that quickly with a Rummage. Most of the time, those are going to be the 2 most powerful cards on your table. Now, I don't think this deck is leaning that hard into trying to keep these things alive. It's just a nice, it's just a nice one-of that you can sometimes, get your opponents with. I think, obviously, being a Tri-Beam deck, the main thing we're trying to do is pump this up, play it, take out one of their key threats, and then create something really big, large, and nasty on our board that can hopefully help us close games very, very quickly. So, with that said, let's jump into some games and see how we do. I think I'm fine jumping in the ranked queue here. Obviously, I'm probably going to lose a lot of games just being unfamiliar with how this deck works, but hopefully the power level of it is reasonable enough that it kind of propels us forward, carries me through my mistakes, so to speak. And if not, who cares? My rank isn't something I'm too concerned with. So I like the Draven on 3. We're actually attacking on evens though, so that's not super ideal, but I like keeping the Draven in hand. House Spider probably fine. Probably want a Thermo Beam to deal with a Trundle. On the opposite side of the table, got this new Zon card back here we're trying out. Okay, that's not bad. So we can go Draven into Sump Dredger, discard the Spinning Axe that Draven creates. Not bad. Depends on what they do, though. We're not going to necessarily just throw out our whole board into the sweeper. See what our opponent's up to first. They healed, they rammed.
The party has arrived.
Surprise, surprise. Play the Draven here. Now the question is, do I want to Sump Dredger? I think I do because maybe this is wrong because they could now just play a Trundle. That's kind of that'd be kind of annoying. But I feel like if they want to Avalanche us, I don't mind that. Drawing a landmark. So they Targon's Peak deck, or do they have an even more expensive landmark? We're not getting punished for our play here. Probably should have just opened up attack. So we're getting rewarded here because our opponent's hand seemingly not that great. Targon's Peak. We do have Aftershocks in this deck that can deal with pesky landmarks. Probably not going to matter in this matchup, I think, regardless of what our opponent has here. I think we go for it here. They could Avalanche us, but they probably would have Avalanched us already if they had it. I think we just go with this and open on attacks and hope that's enough to kill them.
Let's do this.
No, they're still dead.
Damn, I'm good.
Yeah, so obviously, when we're not drawing Tri-Beam, that's what the deck's looking to do, right? It's just got a very reasonable, aggressive game plan that we're just looking to run down our opponents. Ezreal Swain. This is kind of an interesting matchup, I imagine, because I would presume that they're going a bit bigger than we are, which means that we're probably in trouble. Because I think that they're going to have access to more removal than us, plus they're kind of going a bit bigger than us. They're almost certainly on, like, Leviathan. Leviathan Swain, if they ever get a leveled Swain plus a Leviathan on the table, that's just going to be big trouble for us. So, I would have to assume that they're slightly favored in this matchup, but I could be wrong about that. They also get, like, very good at gumming up the board with House Spider, another card that we're also utilizing. Do I want to Mystic Shot here? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna bank the spell mana. We'll look to Draven attack next turn. Probably want to save this
It's Draven
for something like a Hempunk, Pickpocket, or just something else. We have ways. We have a few things in our deck like Ravenous Flock. Oh, that's also a good shot target, I think. Is there any reason to spend this mana now? Not really. Pass. Yeah, as I was saying, Ravenous Flock. Very good. Now the question is, I could, to alleviate some pressure, Mystic Shot and Thermal Beam this, but I think that's loose. Thermal Beam's one of the only clean ways of answering Swain, which could be problematic. We also kind of want to do it against an Ezreal. If they open on attack here, we'll gladly just shoot this, take another 3 damage, not a big deal. Might play the Riven here to start generating blade fragments. Which we may end up discarding to this rummage here, depending on what our opponent does. Opponent could Thermo Beam Riven. That would take up the rest of their turn. I don't think that's a big deal. They'd probably Thermo Beam a Draven if we had dropped it.
I got ways to find the mushroom.
Quick attack, that's not bad. That works well with our Riven here, so we can actually get in. We'll drop the Draven, see if we can get in with both of them this time. They could have another Spider, plus Ravenous Flock, which would be annoying. They could actually look for... If they have one of the 2 pieces and they have a Rummage in hand, they could probably... it might be worthwhile them dropping the Spider now and then rummaging away these 2 Mushroom Clouds looking for the Ravenous Flock. Could be worthwhile for them. So we can't kill a Swain if they're looking to drop that post-combat because we don't have the mana for the Thermal Beam anyway, so I think I want to quick attack this Riven and swing.
Even a fragment snuffs out lives.
I'm actually fine with that.
Finally, peace.
You know what? Since we're getting kind of run down here, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to Thermal Beam this guy. It might be worthwhile. I'm not 100% certain. With the second Draven here now that we can need to. I'm actually gonna stun one of the 2 drops, I think. If he plays something else out, we'll probably stun it as well. Not a big deal. Interesting.
Let's do this.
Here's attack. Sure.
Draven down.
So Swain is at 7.
Think I'm still like a yodeling uniform.
7 health, which means, you know, can kill him with this Thermal Beam if he had played it there. No plays there means... So now I think we're going to go ahead and discard this, looking for something else to do. That's interesting, because we can discard that via the Draven.
I have the best job.
Play out all of this.
Of power linger in the air.
Chumpa Wumpa of our own. Not bad. I'm just gonna pass for now.
Check me out. Don't blink or you'll miss me.
What do we think here? Do we think that they're going to... I think I'm supposed to let them attack, because I'd rather...
I'm in.
Okay, he didn't take the bait. So with that in mind, let's do this. He probably can kill me from
Charge.
where they're at. But I didn't think I wanted to spend all my mana killing an Ez, so I think it's worth keeping the Draven alive. Fortunately, we're gonna take another 2 damage here. Oh no, he's the one that's big.
My beautiful face.
Now, the question. We're obviously not getting through with any of these other units. We have Overwhelm here for something else. 5-10. Yeah, probably just dead, huh? Maybe I was just supposed to Thermo Beam the Ezreal. Finally got our namesake card, but it's a little late.
Excuse you.
Firing!
Yeah, well, I guess I was just supposed to Thermo Beam the I don't know. I think we lose that game anyway, but just more slowly. Maybe that's not true. Because we could have Farroned on the next turn, attacked in. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to kill. You're just supposed to kill leveled Ezreal on sight. My fear would have then been a leveled Swain, but I guess a leveled Swain's just not as scary. Or a Leviathan into leveled Swain. Again, I think it's just a mistake to let Ezreal live there, so that's definitely on me. Well, we'll keep a Tri-Beam in hand since that's the whole point of the deck, and we're going to see if that's actually good. Maybe I'm not supposed to keep that many 3s in hand, however, because we're just going to get run over and die against what our opponent's potentially doing.
I'll try anyone once.
Time for the main event.
Go ahead and do this. Depending on what they do, maybe we actually don't attack, because they could have plenty of combat
Let the
tricks in
flames
hand
take
to make us sad. Well, there's no need for them.
God axes need victims.
There's no point in us quick attacking that because they're just gonna let the Ember Maiden kill it.
My turn.
Probably want to kill this anyway, so I think we just do this and take 2. I mean, this was gonna kill itself, but I don't want it living and then doing a lot more with it.
Heart and blade, both broken.
Fuse is lit.
I like giving her
sense their
quick
power.
attack and then just
Watch
attack
and
here.
learn.
I don't think I want to play the Overwhelm quite yet.
Try me. Sure about that? Death doesn't scare me.
That's interesting. Why not block? If you run, why not block and then deal the damage here? What were they afraid of? I guess they just don't want this dying, but they wanted to block anyway, just because? I don't know.
You suck.
Destruction feeds my fire.
Am I supposed to play that? I don't think so. Let's see what we draw from this first. I think I just want to thermo beam her. Or am I just... It actually might just be tri-beam. Save the thermo beam for something bigger.
There's still much
They're
to
about to
answer
do Sedge or Swain, so this is probably what we're gonna do.
Snuffed out.
Our first tri-beam of the set, and it was the worst possible hit, of course.
Victory at any cost.
Just block here. I guess.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Oh, I can't wait. Fire knows its own. Breathe it.
A lot of pings. There's also a lot of Noxian guillotines we could play.
War Mason, reporting for duty. The few for the many.
Just gonna get burned out here, I guess.
Burn! Oh, this hurts.
Wait, aren't they supposed to survive damage? Is that a bug? Or did we just take one? I think we just took one, I guess.
Let me show you what I can do.
Rude. How rude, opponent.
Coming in hot.
So, can we kill them? Next round is the question. Please don't give me another
Is
dragon.
that all?
Who's gonna get in my way?
Oh, right, they can still attack. Derp. For some reason, I thought they already attacked. I don't know.
Broken, never beaten.
Yikes, these are some bad games so far, but I know it's mostly because I'm making some terrible mistakes. I'm playing so awfully. Although that tri-beam early was pretty unfortunate. Had I done it at least pre-combat, I would have gotten +5 health, which would have been nice. But alas, no such luck. Alright, sure. Similar hand to the one we had last game. Let's see if we can actually do something with it. Attacking on odds is not bad. Draven in hand. Attacking on evens is not bad with a Raven in hand, actually.
Come closer. I don't bite.
Well, here's hoping they don't have a...
Power linger in the air.
Oh, they're a go hard deck. Well, here's hoping they don't have a go hard then, I guess.
It's Draven time. Watch and learn.
Vile Feast on this.
It will all be over soon.
I'm assuming they have a second one of those in hand then.
I've whipped up something special.
I'm always up for a round or two.
Now we're cooking.
Probably a not unreasonable thing to do. Like, they still stun our thing, but at least he stays alive. Just gonna die to a go hard, I guess, but it's obvious they don't have a go hard in hand. Necessarily, or they didn't at the beginning of the game, because they almost certainly would have done it against that Rune Weaver, I feel like. I think it's worth just swinging here. Maybe we want to play a Riven first. Or we want to, like, hit this, maybe? Maybe this is wrong. If I'm gonna play a 3-drop, it's probably supposed to be Riven. Save this for when we have a Ravenous Flock in hand. The Ravenous Flock isn't... I don't think it has text in this matchup outside of being stunning an enemy with Arachnoid. I guess that's not true. They have a lot of things that self-damage. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. They have the one card that lets them draw a card.
Kill you, I don't fortune. Axes coming right up.
Quick attack. Probably worth it, just so they can't trade with our thing. Probably have to chump block here.
Bluffing.
This is outrage.
Easy.
I think it's actually worth preventing them from drawing here if we can help it.
You pay. I talk to spirits. These are my rules.
Still probably should have played a Riven last turn rather than the
Deal
Spooter.
me in.
It's annoying, but not the end of the
Oh,
world.
people first.
Draven out.
Break the ties that bind.
Probably just gonna play the Tri-Beam on the Twisted Fate. Hoping our 5-cost unit's nice and scary. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to build this up and save it for like a post. Pack your bags. But then they have so many ways that can kill that anyway.
I'm out.
Well, wasn't the greatest hit, considering we have a 3-1 here, but and another 3/1 that we wouldn't mind playing out, but that's fine. We'll just swing. 5/8 means it's pretty tanky against their go hards and pack your bags at least.
We playing bilge rules? Some?
So that's something.
Fly to them on broken wings! Violence to end violence. I am reforged.
Now,
Portal lost.
they could have Ruination in hand, so we're not going to play the Blade of the Exile.
There is assistant! Something the matter?
Actually interesting. They're willing to take 7 here.
Scratch.
6. Excuse me. Alright, there's the first go hard. I'm gonna pass. What's the thing? Ooh, a Pharaon.
Like a fish in water.
So, Riven dies to pack your bags, which they could potentially draw this turn. I think we're supposed to play a Pharaon because we're out of Vengeance range.
Where do you stand on cold shots?
Probably gonna go wide here, maybe not.
Through the coral!
Need to get through their stuff eventually, so we're just gonna attack with both of these. Forces them to block it. You know,
This is outrage!
block one of the things at least. Hoping to dodge another Vengeance. Now we're hoping to dodge double, well, let's see. They could have... How many go hards did they play? They could play one more, then they get pack your bags? No.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one.
I'm trying to think how they stop double decimate here. They could Doom Beast and do another go hard, and that's still not enough? Yeah. Possibly a mirror match. I think I like. Do I like the Ravenous Flock with the House Spiders? It's not good against Draven, of course. What do we have in hand that is good against Draven, though? Not much. I'm gonna go the House Spider to go wide, then we like try to find maybe the that hits a Draven, so that's nice. Especially because then we can hit it on 3 too, because we're gonna bank the spell mana. So if they play a Draven on their
Humanity is obsolete.
oh, okay, so they're doing that.
Can you improve perfection?
Can you improve perfection?
I have the best job.
I think we just want to get rid of this now before he gets a ton of value off of him. We'll go jump one Raven on our next turn and then swing.
Prime and ready.
Think I'm still like a yodel in
A lot of
uniform.
mushrooms. Do I want to throw away my 4/3? Think so, not quite yet. You never know. This rummage plus survival skills could be really, really nasty. Although with 2 chump wumps on the field, there's no telling which one this hits. I actually don't know what the answer is. I think it's the rightmost one. I think all things considered, after like the strongest enemy, if I understand correctly, and someone can write down in the comments below if I'm incorrect on this. First it looks at your power, and then the first tiebreaker is defense, or health, whatever it's called in this game. Then cost, and then I don't think there's any more tiebreakers that other than it's whichever one's the rightmost. So if we have 2 chump wumps on the field, this is the one that's going to get hit by survival skills if we discard it. Based on my understanding. So I wonder what he has in hand that he's debating playing here. Is it a Mystic Shot? Like, what is he thinking that he needs to play before?
System upgrade.
Because maybe he's thinking Mystic Shot the 2/2 open attacks next turn. I'm forced, I guess. Like, see if I want to trade these off. I don't know. I kind of want to do it just to test my theory.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
But I'm actually probably just gonna rummage away 2 mushrooms this round anyway. Depends on what he does. Okay, so he has a tri-beam deck as well. See, now I really want to test it out. So it's the leftmost? I don't know. I don't know what the rule is then. Maybe it's just random. Maybe it's just random and there's a coin flip there on which one I get. Wow, it's a really good hit for him too.
Go, floaty crystals.
Really good hit. Easy block, though.
Excuse you.
I'm sure he doesn't have something like a Death Beam to stop me from killing this, because I don't want him getting multiple triggers off of that if I can avoid it. So this is definitely how we're going to block here. He could discard the spinning axe to this to kill, but that I don't care about that. I want this off the table. So I don't care if it trades with the 2/2. That's not a concern. All things considered, I think that went pretty well for us. Had our chump wump, had the other chump wump been hit, I think our opponent just probably wouldn't have attacked that round. Maybe that's not true.
System upgrade.
Nice. Let's do this first. See what we find. Would be nice to kill a Riven if it comes down this turn. Just throw these away. We have a Ravenous Flock. 2 Ravenous Flocks actually that we need to get some value off of. This thing's just gonna get bigger and bigger. So can finish it off with Mystic Shot, can finish it off with Ravenous Flock.
So ordinary.
Our opponent's done creating ignitions. They have too much shit in hand. Could still play a Riven. That we can't kill if... I guess technically we could kill it because we could Mystic Shot plus Ravenous Flock. Kill it. Depending on what they play, we'll probably just Sump Dredger, discard this Mushroom Cloud. Then we have some decent blockers if they would decide to open on attacks next turn. Like this trades here, this trades here, this eats this, unless they want to power it up with some gems and like a Spinning Axe, which I'm fine with. Had a feeling they'd play that if they decided that they didn't have any other relevant plays, and with that, I think it's now. Unfortunately, we don't have a Tri-Beam in hand that we're building up all the while, which is not great. Finally, speak of the devil. We'll probably start with Chump Wump though, so that the Sump Dredger has something to discard and we can power up.
Greater good.
Still think that that's going to be the case. I don't think that really changes anything. Now we have a Spider to pair with one of our Ravenous Flocks, which is nice. This also powers up the beam. Very, very nice. That's also nice. That's probably powering up a beam of their that they have in hand themselves. Probably gonna see him swing with just about everything except the Riven here. I'm fine pretty much trading all of this off, I think.
Silly thing.
We'll start with this. Then we'll Ravenous Flock, and then we can actually still try beam. That's annoying. Now am I supposed to make sure I can kill the Pharaon? 4, 8, 12. That's a lot of damage. I'm gonna do this and see what they do. Pretty sure I'm just supposed to make sure that Pharaon can't smack us. We're still in a bad spot because they have like 12 points of damage in their hand. don't have a great board to race them with, but hopefully this Tri-Beam can go the distance a little bit. A 3-drop is nice. We have 10, eh? We can almost... yeah. This is probably a Riven into Tri-Beam into kill something of theirs. We're not gonna hit the Riven here.
Can you improve perfection?
No turning back now!
Hoping they don't have a survival skills in hand as their final card here.
Finally, peace.
Not great, but it's a thing.
I failed.
That is hilarious that we both got the exact same thing.
My future.
Tread carefully. Exercise caution.
Alright. They have a bunch of decimates in
I
hand.
write the rules of power. These hands know metal and magic.
We gotta save this Tri-Beam for something else, almost certainly.
Ancient magic, new threat. Your fate was written.
Probably gonna see them finally play one of the decimates here. We could top deck a Farron of our own. That would be nice. Tri-Beam, that's probably not gonna do anything. That's probably the worst top deck that we could have hit. Literally any unit would have been better than that. Even a spider means we deal 6 to them, get them somewhat low.
Desjardins.
Yikes. Alright, I think we lose because these have been pretty bad. The top of our deck was not very hot these last couple of draws. Yep. We just have to pass to start. Yep. So, dead to a lot of things. If the fragment they created is like Heavy Blade fragment, we actually die to that too, in addition to just anything like Mystic Shot.
Break the ties that bind.
We're dead to... what else? We're dead to a lot of things. Yeah, I think we're forced to... I guess we could go Tri-Beam, Mystic Shot, this. That does 6, and then the Thermo Beam is enough to do that. I mean, that can get bigger, so that's not awful.
Finally, peace.
Captain Farron. Nope. Yikes. Good game. They found their bomb, we didn't find ours. Appears to be on a They Who Endure build of some sort. They Who Endure. This blocks a Callista, so maybe that's worth keeping. But it gets chump blocked by so many things. House Spider to go wide, I don't know, maybe it's not that worth it. Kinda need, I don't know, really effectiveness of what we should be fishing for here. Kinda just need it.
What does he
Like
want
they just
from
have
me?
so many X1s that block our early aggression. It just feels like kinda hoping to just dodge the
I gotta get out of here!
Your fate was written.
Oh, that's loose. I guess I could have thermo beamed that and then got in for some damage. Whatever. Live and learn.
When will I find peace?
Everyone's a guardian.
She's about to level up, so she'll be at 4. Yes, I need to thermo beam her, huh? They're gonna get in for 6, but Riven will live at least if they want to hook with these two. So not that big of a deal.
There's still much to
Nothing else I
answer
can
for.
play, huh? Yeah, I think it's okay. Just get her out of here. I say 6, I meant 8. You're getting in for 8. Sure.
I have the best job. Axes coming right up.
See what they do. Probably nothing.
Give them a chance.
Am I supposed to Mystic Shot that? And it's kinda low. I think it might be worth it.
Saplings.
Could definitely see that being a mistake, but it's a good top deck. Sentry slowing down a bit as well, which is nice.
This is gonna hurt for you.
Do I want to try to level up Draven here and discard a spinning axe? It means we have a little bit of pressure with the overwhelm. There's so many ways they can stop it, though. I guess they don't have. We won't bother. I don't think that's gonna matter. The grand scheme of things.
See the world from behind a basilisk.
So they would have had a way to make Draven dead anyway.
My beautiful.
I guess they wouldn't have gotten the Nightfall then from it. So maybe that's, that's worth noting. Oh look, finally. We're good at drawing those long after we kind of need them. How do we start? Probably with Rummage. Probably a turn where we're rummaging anyway.
Words of power linger in the air.
Oh yes, she does love visitors.
Ancient magic, new birth.
Assuming he's gonna chump block here.
I've got the reins.
I don't really care about that. Not much I can do about it anyway. Yeah, this isn't going well. Another drain one, probably. We'll pass for now. I think this game's over because, like, even if they don't find the They Who Endure anytime soon, I'm not really sure there's anything we can really do about it. Another Tri-Beam, which doesn't really do much. Wow. It's really unfortunate. At least we can Tri-Beam the other one that he plays, and then we have something. Am I just supposed to discard both of them? Honestly, they're so bad, I probably just discard both of them. Looking for, yeah, like a Pharaon maybe. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, right, they're fearsome. I mean, I guess we just take the hit. So now we're hoping they don't have a They Who Endure.
I'll break this cage.
There's a chance we could win if they don't find a They Who Endure, because maybe Pharaon plus all these decimates do stuff. Oh, okay. Just have that. if they got Doom Beast off of both of their Nightfall creation cards. That would have been unfortunate. I'm sure it's a card they're running, but actually, I bet you one of those things was from it. Because that's a card they could be reasonably running as well, but it's not something... It wasn't in previous lists, obviously, because that card just came out, but... So that was probably a mistake on my part, not blocking one of those things, so I wouldn't be dead to single Doom Beast. Could definitely make that argument. Ravenous Flock probably good in the matchup that wants to self-damage itself. Maybe keep a Thermo Beam around to deal with a biggin. The game disagrees with our mulligan choice, so now we're not playing anything until the third turn of the game, depending on what our first couple draws are. Drop I wanted, but oh well.
The Winter's Claw strikes.
Supposed to demo that? Probably not. If they don't open on attacks, it might actually be worth dredgering away the survival skills. Make up some tempo.
The trap is set.
Go back to that. I have the best job.
Let's do this. Tread carefully.
Do they have deal 1, give +2/+2? So in that case, we have a Mystic Shot. I guess that wouldn't help. Yeah, and that's kind of annoying too because we can't Ravenous Flock. We can do this, which I think is worthwhile.
My beautiful face.
Don't think we want a Ravenous Flock. Double Ravenous Flock, I guess.
Is it the
Anything
mustache?
that we could have
Who
done.
knows?
No Spider here, unfortunately. What could we do? We could just Thermo Beam that. Get rid of this nonsense. This is actually what I'm gonna do. Because this can trade here. And you can't rescue this with a Elixir of Iron either. Just like, get that out of here. Don't want to deal with it. Open on attacks here.
Over there.
Six. That sucks. We can't play 2 units out this round because one's a Riven. Womp womp. Okay.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
I've dressed for the occasion in red.
Pretty good couple plays from them, I will say. Do we want to play the Riven? Riven. Then we have access to the +2, which could be good. We're gonna end up jumping with her though.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Yikes. Maybe I should have counted the number of cards.
Let's see.
This is fun, yes?
That really matters.
Bottoms up.
So if I block here, he doesn't die, unfortunately. If I do this, can at least die to these spinning axes and have thingy to finish him off. Besides that. He knew he had the spinning axes in hand though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a combat trick here.
Sometimes icy hot just needs
And-
warm spot.
Yeah, Ravenous Block still kills him here, so I'm fine with this.
Behold my glory.
Let's see if this kills this first before we play anything else, I think.
Strength through suffering.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So now we can't kill the Braum as well. So we're kind of
I was born in battle and raised by war.
they're out of cards, but they have quite the board. The Braum is kind of the biggest problem for sure. I was really hoping to kill both Vlad and Braum there. So I'm not sure how, like we really needed to see, I don't know, our Aftershock. We needed something else like a another Thermo Beam to help deal with some of what they have going on.
How
here.
about a game of catch?
Ah, Rope shield much too heavy for you.
Just all these things we are not drawing, unfortunately.
God axes need victims.
I'll attack here. They're probably not going to take a block. Other than that, perhaps, sure. Definitely not out of it yet, but the window will be closing very shortly. We need to find an answer for this Braum. And if they top deck like another Vlad or something big and scary, that could be problematic. Them getting this card as early as they did it also kind of sucked. I don't remember. I feel like the Trapper put this on the top of their deck.
We should be friends.
If not, that would have been. Probably wouldn't have mattered that much, to be honest.
Good luck. Have fun.
Definitely unfortunate when that does happen. Kind of stinks that even when they have tough, it's still them considered taking damage. So he's gonna get something from that. There's no way for us. There's absolutely no way we could power through this, right? Like, this is one, two, three, 4, 5. So if they have absolutely nothing, we can kill the Braum here. If we have to, if we discard our whole hand, practically. Right? Am I correct in that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus this is 6. That kills the Braum.
There's still much to answer for.
Now we're cooking.
They
have one card left. We have to hope that this can do it, I think. I think it's worthwhile.
Fight another day.
I write the rules of power.
This land is ours.
Well, that's all 3 blade fragments. So that's something.
Hi-ya! There is surrender and there is life. I will live. Let the flames take you. Violence to end violence.
So none of these can block this. This is dying anyway. So we should swing with it. And this can only be blocked by this. So that probably means it's not worth attacking with. That's a pretty good hit for them. Probably just gonna see them open attacks here. We're like pretty close to dead, so... And they have 2 overwhelm things on the table. They're just passing. I guess it's because these 2 are dying, but... Okay. Man, those things aren't taking damage. You're cheating. So Riven, I can get her to 10 with this spinning axe. What do I have to worry from them from off the top? Let's see what she gets. Because if she gets the +2...
Line up!
Yikes. Okay, so if they have frostbites in their hand, we just lose. That was a pretty good card for them to have. I was thinking, oh, you know, if they play a Vlad, could thermo beam him away.
No turning back now. What conflict awaits?
Yeah, and that's gonna do it, because at most I can do 1 more with this, and then that's it. And I don't think we have an out here. We'll see, though. We do have Mystic Shots in our deck, so we're not just dead. Deck is very overwhelming, though. Or their board is very overwhelming. Okay.
Only the finest serve.
Oh, come on, that's just cheating now. Alright. Do they have healing in their deck? Not bad.
At last, a way forward.
Cool. I think that's gonna do it for me for these games. That was a pretty fun deck. Definitely made a lot of misplays, especially in the first couple of matches. Chalk it up to inexperience, chalk it up to inexperience with the deck, and just inexperience in general. But yeah, still fun stuff. Definitely something. I don't have much to say about it. I just feel like I would need to play more games with it to really get a sense of, you know, how it felt, or get a sense of, you know, what I would want to change, if anything, in the deck. Obviously, as you can imagine, these tri-beams felt very, very bad in games where we didn't get them early. They're just an awful top deck in the mid to late game, but could definitely see the potential of them. You know, if you get them early enough to swing games in your favor, especially against other mid-range decks. I don't think we ever got a really big tri-beam off, partly due to me feeling forced to play them, and possibly just me playing them. And in either case, it could be that I just played these at the wrong time. Maybe I'm just supposed to sequence my plays differently and build them up a little bit more and get more value off of them, but definitely didn't feel like we were ever in a position to do that. But I'd have to look at the replay and reassess my plays to know whether or not that's true. But I definitely, you know, could believe someone if they said that I played these too early and should wait on them. But yeah, fun stuff, cool, you know, interesting new card that and really archetype, I guess. It's very similar to like the other mid-range decks we played, but you know, this is an interesting change or interesting difference to them that, yeah, I'm glad I got to try that out. So I'm happy I stumbled upon the list. So thanks again to Mogwai for this list. Again, this is card for card, a list that he posted about a week ago, I think. So if you're interested in it, in, you know, playing a Try and Beam deck and not sure where to start, I'm sure this is a reasonable starting point, and then, you know, go from there. But that's going to do it for me. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see about more Runeterra content coming up in the future. Going to probably stream at least a couple times over the holidays. Try some more new decks. Play around with the new expansion. There's still a lot to explore. Might just revisit some old favorites and try new cards in them, or just see how they stack up in the new metagame. You know. But other than that, or with that said, happy holidays. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Take care.